Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are well. Welcome to our English class. Students, today we will do active and passive voice and we will do how to convert the sentences which are in present continuous or past continuous form in active voice to passive voice. So please watch the video carefully. Students, we already discussed in half yearly syllabus what is active and passive voice, rules of converting active voice into passive voice, and how we convert the sentences which are in simple present and simple past tense form in active voice into passive voice. So on all these things I made a detailed video earlier and you watched that also, but again today I will share the link of that video with you. So you are requested to watch that video again. Okay. So now in this video, I'm not going to explain again all these topics because we already did all these topics and I have made the video on this also, all these topics, what is active passive voice, rules of converting and rules of changing the pronouns also in active and passive voice, and how to convert simple present and simple past tense in active voice into passive voice. So all things we have done. I have made the detailed video on all these things, so I will share the link with you and you are requested to watch that video. Okay, so today we will begin with the present continuous and past continuous tense, how we convert present continuous tense and past continuous tense from active voice to passive voice. So let's start. So students, in active passive voice, when the given sentence is in present continuous tense form, then what is the sentence structure? In active voice, the sentence structure of the present continuous tense is subject, then helping verbs is MR. Okay, this we use is with the singular, R with the plural, and am with the I. Okay, if the subject is singular, then we use is. If the subject is plural, then we use are, and if the subject is I, then we use am. Okay, this is clear to you. You are studying from the previous classes. So when the given sentence is in present continuous form in active voice, then subject, then helping verbs is MR, then because it is a continuous sentence, okay, continuous sentence given in continuous tense form, so first form of the verb with ing plus object. Okay, now see, when we convert this active voice sentence into passive voice, then this subject becomes object here in passive voice. Okay, remember these points. These are the main points which you have to keep in your mind. When we convert from active voice to passive voice, then this subject becomes object in passive voice and this object becomes subject in passive voice. Clear? First rule is we have to replace subject as a object and object as a subject. Then same helping verbs is MR, depends upon the subject is singular, plural or I. Then here we use being. Why we use being? To show the continuation, because here we are using first form of the verb with ing, so it is by default showing the continuation of the action or continuation of the work. But here we use in the passive voice, in all the passive voice, it can be in any tense, we use third form of the verb. So to show the continuation we use being. Clear? Subject, helping verbs is MR, being, then third form of the verb, then preposition by, and then object. So you have to keep in your mind this sentence structure. Okay, I'm going to revise you again. First, replace the object as a subject and subject as a object, then use the helping verbs, and here it depends upon the subject which helping verb you have to use. Okay, then to show the continuation use being, then third form of the verb, then preposition by and object. Clear? So these things you have to remember. I told you earlier also. Remember, in passive voice, the subject, which is the subject in the passive voice, that is the object in active voice. As I told you, this object becomes subject in passive voice. And which is the object in active voice? That becomes a subject. Okay, we have to replace these things. Okay, object becomes subject. Okay, object becomes subject and subject becomes object. This is clear. Sentence structure is clear. Now let's see the example for more clarification. Here in active voice, my father is washing the car. My father is washing the car. So here, first of all, what you have to do, you have to identify the subject, object and verb. Here, my father is subject, the car is object. Clear? Washing, wash. Here wash is the first form of the verb with ing. Clear? And it is a helping verb. Clear? So whenever you have to do the conversion, this is a very easy way. This is a very easy way. You have to identify subject, object, verb and helping verb. Okay, now let's convert this sentence. So as I told you, in passive voice, this sentence was in active voice. Now it is in passive voice. So first of all, we replace the object with the subject and subject as a object. Okay, so the car is object here in the active voice. We will replace as a subject. Okay, now here the car is subject and my father is subject in the previous sentence. It will become the object here. Okay, first of all, we will replace object as a subject and subject as a object. Clear? Then we will use the helping verb. Now helping verb depends upon the subject. Now the car is singular, so we will use is. We will not use am, we will not use are, because the subject is singular. Then we use being, it is by rule. Okay, then third form of the verb. Now here washing is first form of the verb is wash, and with ing it becomes washing. So first form of the verb is wash. So what is the third form of wash? Is washed. Okay, we use that. Then we use preposition by. Clear? Very easy. So student, it is very easy to convert active voice sentences into passive voice. Okay, so you have to follow these tips. I will give you one more example. I am writing a poem. Okay, now let's identify with me. What is subject in this? I is subject. First of all, you have to identify the subject and object. Here I is subject and a poem is object. Then am is helping verb and write is first form of the verb with the ing. Clear? So now let's start converting this active voice sentence into passive voice. So first rule is we have to replace object as a subject and subject as a object. Now here a poem is object and it becomes a subject here. Okay, we replaced it. Then beta, these things I told you earlier, we change the pronouns. Here I will become me. These things I told you earlier also. You have to watch the previous video. Now here I becomes me. यहाँ पे I नहीं आएगा. I becomes me. Okay, we have replaced subject as a object and object as a subject. Then helping verb. See here. Here was the helping verb am, because we there was I in the active voice. Now here helping verb is because a poem is singular. We will not use am here. Okay, keep this thing in your mind. Don't use am here. Am is used only with I. Here we will not use are also because a poem is singular. So we will use is, then being, then third form of write is written, and then preposition by. Clear? Let's see another example. he is wearing a tie. He is wearing a tie. Now here a tie is object, he is subject, okay, then is helping verb, okay, then here wear is first form of the verb with the ing. Clear? So let's change it. Object becomes subject, subject will become object. Then here again students, see, I have converted he into him. Okay, we will change these things: he, him, she, her, I, me. You have to remember all these points, okay, these conversions. He will become him here, okay. A tie, object, subject, he, him, subject will change into object. Then is helping verb, it will remain same because he was also singular and a tie is also singular. Clear? Then being, then third form of beer is born, okay, then helping verb by. Very easy. Another one more example. She is watering the plants. Now here the plants is object. We have to identify. Don't don't skip these tips, okay, keep in your mind. You have to identify subject and object. Then first form of the verb is water, then helping verb, okay. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to replace object as a subject and subject as a object, okay. Now the plants will become subject here, then she will change to her. I told you, I, me, he, him, she, her, okay. Then helping verb, see, here was helping verb is, okay, is was the helping verb here because she is singular. So she subject was singular, so we used is. Now here the plants are plural, so we will use the helping verb or we will not use is. This thing you have to keep in your mind. After replacing subject and object, you have to use the correct helping verb, and this depends upon the subject. Don't copy this same helping verb. Here subject was singular, so we used is, but here subject is plural, because when we replace subject and object, then maybe subject will become plural, so we used are. Then being, then third form of water is watered, then preposition by. Clear everybody? So students, now let's do the past continuous tense, okay. In past continuous tense, the sentence structure of the sentence when it is in active voice, it was subject, then was were, because we know in past we will use the helping verbs, we use the helping verbs was were, okay. In present we use is mr, and in past we use was were. Then same, it is a continuous sentence, so first form of the verb with ing to show the continuation, then object, okay. Understand? Subject, helping verbs was were, okay, first form of the verb with ing and object. Then when we convert it into passive voice, all the things are same, only helping verb will change. Like I told you, in the present continuous tense the rules are same, only the difference is in the helping verb. There we use the helping verbs is mr, and here we will use the helping verb was and were. Other things are same. We have to replace object as a subject and subject as a object. Then helping verb was were, then being same to show the continuation. In present continuous tense also we used the being. Here in past continuous tense also we will use being. Then third form of the verb is also same. As I told you, in all the tenses, whenever we convert any tense from active voice to passive voice, then third we will change it into third form of the verb, okay. Keep this thing in your mind. Then preposition by will also be used, and object. So students, as you've noticed, whenever we are converting active voice to passive voice, all the things are same, only helping verb will change according to the tense. other things will remain same. Object will become subject, subject will become object. Then third form of the verb is also same, and by is also same as a help preposition. Only these helping verbs depends upon the tense, and this being also we use in continuous tense. We have not used in simple past and simple present tense. Okay, so these things you have to remember. Everything is same here, like a present continuous tense, only was were is the helping verb is different. So let's see the examples. She was watching a film. Okay, she was watching a film. Here she is subject, a film is object, was is helping verb, watch is we first form of the verb with the ing. Now let's start changing it into passive voice. Object will become subject. Okay, our film will become object. Object was there and it will become subject in the passive voice. Then she changed to, tell me, I told you just now. She will change into what? I will change into me. He will change into him, and she will change into what? She will change into her. Very good. I know you have remembered. You remembered now. So she will change into her. Okay. Our film object will become subject, and she subject will become object, and it change into her. Okay. Then was will remain same here because she was also singular and our film was also singular, so we will not change it into were. Then being will be used as per the rule. Then third form of the watch is watched, then by preposition and her object. Clear? Let's see one more example. They were not eating dinner. Now here they is subject, dinner is object, were is helping verb, okay, and eating is first form of the verb, and it is a negative sentence, so not is here. So let's change. Object will become subject, dinner will become subject, they again here is a change, they will become them. Like I told you, I changes into me, he change into him, she change into her, they will change into them. These things I told you in the previous video also, please watch that. I'm telling you again and again. So dinner will become subject, they will become them. Then dinner is singular here, so we will not use were. They was plural, so we used their were. Helping was verb was were. Now here dinner is singular, so we will use was. Okay, keep this thing in your mind. We will not use were here because dinner is singular, so we will use was, and they was plural, so there was were was used there. So it is a negative sentence, so whenever there is a negative sentence we will follow it with the not also. Dinner was not, other things will remain same. Being, third form of the eat is eaten, then by preposition and object, them. Okay, first change, replace object and subject, then helping verb depends upon the subject. Subject is singular, so we will use singular helping verb was. Then it's a negative sentence, so not will be remain on the same place. Okay, and then being as per rule to show the continuation, and third form of the verb eats, third form is eaten, and help preposition and then them. One more example. I was repairing their bikes. Now here their bikes is object, I was subject, replace. Now replace, all of you, I'm not going to replace it. Their bikes will become subject, right, it will become subject, and I will become object, and I will change to what? I will change to what? I'm not going to tell you. Do you remember? Yes, I hope you all remembered. I will become me. Okay, After replacing subject and object, then here was. Why here was? Because, yes, because I was singular. But here we will use were. Why? Because their bikes. Bikes is plural. So we will use were. Okay. With the plural subjects, we will use plural helping verb. Then being, as per the rule. Then third form of the repair is repaired. Then preposition by, and then object. I hope you all understood this topic. Thank you very much and have a nice day.